Hi, my name is Sharice Taylor, the founder of Shepherd Story Theater. Now today I will be sharing an important acting tip about when you get ready to study your lines, begin to understand what is your target, not just your scene, but also in the overall, in the production. So I guess what would be your target? Well, there are three main targets that you would be going for. Now, just kind of to slow it down, a target it's anything that all your actions work towards. So your target could be, let's say, you are desiring to gain a relationship. And it's not the idea of like, oh, I don't want to be single. It's like there's a certain person that I really love, and so all of my actions and my desires is going to be working towards, I want to gain this person in my life. Now let's say that person is very cruel and mean to me. So all of my actions would be, I want to make sure I am getting away far as possible from this person. So my actions would be, not my actions, but my target would be, I need to get to a certain place far from this person. And so and that's just one example for just relationship as your target. Another example for a target would be just something like physically, like location wise, kind of similar to with relationship, I need to get away from this person. Let's go further. Let's say you're in America and you're like, I want to go to New Zealand because I know this person cannot follow me. So my target wouldn't be just, hey, I need to get away from this person, but I need to go to New Zealand. New Zealand is my new home. I need to go there to be safe. And on the flip side, for just a physical like target would be, let's say you're in jail and you're in there, and whether or not you're supposed to be in there, like either you committed a crime, that's not your target, like you being in jail. But what is the issue would be, you are on death row, and so you don't want to lose your life. You want to make sure you stay alive. So you might want to escape jail, and just like, all your actions will be towards, oh my gosh, if I stay here, then I'm going to lose my life, regardless if my actions were wrong. If you are in jail right now, please do not escape jail. That's not good. But, that's, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're in a scene, like in a play, that's another thing. But yeah. Okay, anyways, back to the video. And now the third one would be something emotional. Let's say that you have a huge pride, and it's not like, it's like, I'm proud of who I am. It's like, I want to make sure everybody knows that, I am the most amazing person in the world. And you notice that somebody damaged your pride. And so your actions would be, I want to put down people, but it's putting down somebody. That's not your ultimate goal. Your real goal is, I want to restore my pride. Now, in your scenes, you can have multiple targets, and kind of like a building block that leads to your ultimate goal, which usually it's at the end of the whole production. And so just kind of going back to the whole jail thing, let's say that you're in jail because of somebody, and you were actually falsely accused. And so because of them, you're in jail and you're on death row. So your first target would be, hey, if I don't escape jail, I'm going to lose my life. So I'm going to escape. But when I escape, I'm not going to end there. I'm going to go and pursue this person that caused me to go into jail. And so once I find them, I'm not going to just like, hey, what's up? I'm out of jail. It's like, hey, my pride is damaged, and I want to make sure that you know it, and you will never hurt me ever again. And so that's 3 targets building up. and to the ultimate one. And I would say, if that was a play, I would say restoring my pride would be the ultimate goal for the whole production. And so just kind of tying all of that together, the whole point of defining what is your target is to make your actions and just all your emotions authentic and coherent. Like, you've seen it when someone's talking and they're like, yeah, today was good. Oh yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do today. And it's like, it's like, okay, come on, focus, get focused. It's like, what is it that you want to do in your life? Because if you're like that on stage, it's gonna be hard for the audience to understand. It's like, what is her purpose, or what is his purpose in this scene? And so, and the author, they intentionally put you in this scene, because just like, you know, when I said you can have multiple targets to build up to an ultimate goal at the end. Your target, it's a puzzle piece to somebody else's. And so the more authentic you are and more driven you are towards a target, the better. Now, after you understand, okay, I know what my target is, you begin to ask yourself, how important is this target to me? Like, if it's not life and death situation, then you might not be like anxious, angry, just constantly on your feet. But you don't want to be just kind of complacent, just coasting through the scene, because otherwise you'll appear as if you're just reciting lines. But what you can do, start caring first. You can start on a scale from 1 to 10. Start caring at a 10, and just going into your script, and then read the lines, read all the actions with that mindset, with the target in your mind, and say, okay, so my character, her desire might be more of a 6 than a 10. And so you scale it down, and it's much easier to scale down than scale up, because you'll have to fabricate everything you do. And so after you kind of gauge how important it is for you to obtain your target, then ask yourself, what happens if you lose it? Let's go back to that example of you being in jail. If you do not escape jail, of course, you're going to die. I mean, like, forget about escaping and going to see that person, getting a revenge. Those two targets will not happen if you do not escape jail. And so from that too, you say, okay, so I believe in this particular scene, in the beginning of the play, I'm a 6. But in the back of my mind, not only do I know that I am a 6 here, maybe in the next scene it might be an 8. So then you're like, okay, why did my desire increase? It's because of, and I'll show this in the next video, would be conflict. What is that thing that might prevent me from achieving my goal? And so the closer you are to your ultimate target, the more desire and how desperate you need to start pursuing your end goal. And so I just want to say thank you for watching this video, and I pray that you'll begin to be more comfortable in who you are as an actor. And if you notice that it is very difficult for you to memorize your lines, it's possible because you don't really, if you don't understand what is your target, you really don't have a care for the target. And so just practice understanding what is your target. And I just had a thought that might also be an issue. If sometimes whenever you have a script, you already know from the beginning to the end what it's going to be like. And it's really hard for you to have that energy all throughout the play. I mean, you're going to be rehearsing every week sometimes 3 or 4 times a week, and then towards the end you're going to have productions probably like 4 times a day at the end of during the production time period. And it's like, how can I produce the same emotions, the same desire for my end target if I already know the end? Well, the answer to that, it's not going to lie in the target. I mean, I know that kind of contradicts to all I just said. But understand this, just look at what happens in our life right now. There are things that we cannot change, regardless. Like, we can't change who we are, we can't change where we grew up, but what we can do is we can operate out of hope. And even though in the script the author didn't say, and this character had hope, maybe they had hope, but oftentimes it's not. Just look at characters who don't have speaking lines, and they might not have a major role, but when you watch them, you saw how genuine they are, even though they were a background character. And the reason why is they understand they cannot change their circumstances, but they have hope in the moment that they have right now before that end happens, that they can make the best of what's going on right now. And so every single time you're like, okay, your director's like, go, I need you to have more energy than you had in the last production, because honestly, you did not give all of that you have. And so see, how much hope am I putting into this character? At the end of the scene, I might die. I might not get that person. But I'm going to operate with that sense of hope, so that even though I hit the situation, your emotion will still be authentic, because you're running off of hope. And so I just want to say thank you for watching this video, and I just would like to end this video with a prayer and just pray that God will help guide you and just motivate you. I believe that plays are enjoyable. They are very it's very fun, but whether you realize this or not, there are going to be people out there in the audience who go to theaters that they might want to be entertained, but they're escaping what's going on in their life. And so if they see you up on stage and they know that you rehearse this every day and you've been practicing everything and the whole situation is fake, but they see a glimpse of hope in you. And honestly, your life story, even though it's fake, it matches theirs. And because they see you being hopeful on stage, it's going to give them hope. And so I'm going to just pray over you and just pray that God will just encourage you to do not lose sight of the calling of God on your life and how important your acting is. Dear Lord, thank you so much for each and every person watching this video. I pray, Lord, that you will give them the strength and the courage, Lord, to perform, Lord, on stage, God. Do not let them be fearful of their value, God, but let them to be encouraged that you are guiding their footsteps, God. Dear Lord, I pray that they will have hope in each and every scene, and that the audience will see that and believe, Lord, that there is hope in their situation. And they will continue to watch them, Lord, and take from that play that there is more than what is going on the outside, but there is hope and there is a future for each and every person. In Jesus' name I pray.